Hello, we're back. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for coming by for this episode of Crafternoon. And it's actually a craft evening? Crafter evening? It's crafter evening. It's an evening stream. So what we're going to do today is we are doing I have my camera kind of so you can see me or see more what I'm doing, I should say. And I'm going to be doing some painting with a dotting tool. And what you end up with is something like this. I will show you. There we go. This is an interesting one that I did. And today we're going to do more of like a metallic-y rainbow kind of thing. So I painted this black earlier and then, spilled the black water all over the place. But we're not talking about that right now. So, what I am going to do first, since I've already painted this black and it's been here for a while, so it's dry enough with a few coats on it to add my dots. I have my dotting tool, which I have some that are for nail art that I've used in the past, but this one I got from Dollar Tree, and I think they call it an embossing tool, and it's got this see if you can see that. It's got just this ball head on one end that's about that size, and then this end is much smaller, so you can get different sized dots. I find that this end gives you decent sized dots, and I've just got this little plastic cup that I'm using to elevate everything with, and going to pick out my paint colors. So I am just using I have a couple of options that I've been thinking about. So I could go all metallics and use a rose gold, a antique copper, and amethyst. You can't see any of that. Rose gold, amethyst, antique copper. And I also have in here a pure gold, and there's a silver in here that I'm looking for. Okay. And sterling silver. Sterling silver. So I could go with those, or I could go with more of a rainbow. And in the case of the rainbow, just use my red and blue and green and yellow and purple, probably the lighter purple rather than the darker purple. But I don't have an orange, which is frankly strange because I love orange. The only orange I have is that orange, which I would totally use. However, what I found when using that on some tests is that you really have to put it over white to get it really orange, or else this is what it looks like kind of over black. It's not really orange. So maybe what I will do is I'll sub in white and put the orange over it. Or I could go with the metallics. I have more of these, so I think I will start with the metallics and see how that goes first. And then maybe another time I will actually get myself a proper orange. All right, so all of these have been opened before, except I have not used this antique copper in the past. So I've been on a painting kick recently. Not 100% sure why. I went to Color Me Mine a few weeks ago. And Color Me Mine, if you are unawares, is a ceramics painting studio. So what they do there is they have a wall. Oh, the copper is way darker than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, this is my cheating way of getting these caps off, because the caps never actually seal the cap to the bottle. Bam. All right. So they have this wall of designs. Let me see if I can lift this up a little bit, give you a bigger area of my work. I have pants on. This is from spilling paint earlier. Pants, see? Don't judge me. All right. So, I have these little paint trays that I just got at Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree, you sensing a theme here? Might have got these at Dollar Tree too. Don't know. Could have got them at Walmart. Most of the paint I got at Walmart, and I was talking about Color Me Mine. So Color Me Mine, let's backtrack on that, has a wall of unfinished ceramics. And you go in, you pick up the ceramic you want to paint. They have everything from banks to like just statues to dishware, mugs, plates, things like that. Around the holidays, they have holiday related things. And you go pick the item you want to paint, you pay for the item, and you pay a $10 studio fee. And for that studio fee, you have access to all their ceramic glazes, except for like they have some very premium ones that have a specialized finish that they don't, you don't just get access to, you have to pay extra for. But generally speaking, you get access to their standard colors, a bunch of paintbrushes, a bunch of different like sponges and stamps and different technique items. And yeah, and it's cool. And then what happens is you leave your item there, and then in about a week, sometimes it's faster, they give you a call or shoot you a text and let you know that it is done. Because when you finish, they then, unless you really don't want them to, which you're welcome to, just take your item. But they take your item, they dip it in the glaze, and then they fire it. And once they've done that, it's shiny and pretty. And I went Labor Day weekend just because I didn't have anything else going on and thought, I haven't done this in a while. A little under a year. It should be fun. Let's go do it, right? So went and did it. It was fun. Went with some friends. And then when they let me know that my stuff was ready, they said, oh, by the way, Saturday is this location's 16-year anniversary. So did I put the gold away? I totally did. So they said, it's our 16-year anniversary. Come on by. Everything is 20% off. including the studio fee. So I went on down there and painted a couple of things just by myself. And I don't know, I just have gotten the bug. Now, I don't have, let me shake this since I just got it. I don't have a diagnosed ADHD. And I don't think I quite have it. I maybe just have some tendencies. But one of those tendencies is that I kind of cycle through craft phases. So this has been my phase recently. I painted those things, which I'll show you at the end of the stream if anybody's around and wants to see. I painted this that the hubs printed on his 3D printer for his sister. So I painted the plate portion, and you can't really tell too much, but you can kind of see it a little bit as I shift it around. There's some holographic glitter on just like where the mane is, and then the horn is gold. So I painted that for her, and I actually got this other idea from Color Me Mine. They have on their website, you can go and you can download a bunch of these different designs. And when you take the design, you go to the store and they tells you which colors to use, and they use carbon paper to trace the design onto the ceramic, and then you paint around it. So I got me some carbon paper. I printed out a little thing that I found online that I thought was cute. And I have this canvas from Dollar Tree. Boom. Painted it. I think it turned out really cute. So I'm very happy about this little guy. And yeah, my lights are a little harsh. I understand that. This is metallic. This is using this this amethyst and a color shifting green, which is still sitting here for some reason, aqua flash for his. So it's kind of green blue. Yeah, it shifts from green to blue. And it's kind of metallic-y as well. All right, so looking at these, I know that I kind of want to pick a point that's not the end of the star, like maybe here. Or, yeah, here or here, because these are, the way this is cut, these are sharp angles. And then some of these are rounded. I don't know why. It's just that way. So I want to pick one of the sharp angles and go from there and do like a rainbow thing. Like so that it's off-centered, but it's rainbow dots kind of thing. Like a item I painted very recently, which I can show you very quickly. The finished piece. New, go back, StreamYard, share screen. Boom. Yeah, so that's what I did at Color Me Mine a few weeks back. And this is the finished version after it was fired. So I started here in roughly the Bay Area and went out from there, and then went up from, I was going to go from around here, which is where I went to college, but it just seemed to make more sense to come from the corner up here and the corner down here. And neat. So I really like how that turned out. When I went back by myself, I painted this little Nomi dude with some dots, but also, so this is what it looks like. And then I painted this in the back as well. And so these are what they look like before they're fired. So they're kind of dull, and then they get the glaze on them and they get fired and they look way more like these. So this is actually purple. This is like a teal. Can you sense the theme? This is a light gray and then a dark gray. This is face colors. And then, so that's what it looked like when I first started. And that was the little lantern, and there's actually a metal piece that goes on it. Yeah, I got a little weird with the mouth, but yeah, it's a lot of dots, and yeah, so I liked it. And so now I've shared those with you. And let's get into this before these paints all dry. So I don't need much, and just need that little bit. I'm going to throw on this background music and dot it up. So I think the order I'm going to go in is, I think I'm going to go rose, purple, copper, gold, silver. So then these aren't next to each other since they're similar. Yeah, let's do that. So I feel like I need to write that down, or I may not actually remember that. So let me grab my piece of paper here. Rose, purple, copper, silver, gold. Was it gold, silver? I think it was gold, silver, but we shall proceed anyway. Okay, so I've got my water here that I would use to wash a paintbrush. However, because I'm using this little plastic tool, what I'm going to use instead is this like moistened paper, this moistened like toilet paper, and just kind of wipe off the ball portion every once in a while. Okay. Okay. So you just put the ball down in there. Pick where you want it. Boom. So you can see you just have this perfect little dot. And then I'm just kind of gonna radiate out from there. Wipe it off after every color. That's how we do. Sometimes the dots vary a little bit in size, but generally if you use kind of the same amount of paint each time, they won't vary too much, and a little bit of variance is okay. The copper is much darker than anticipated. Sometimes though it is a little hard to keep them spaced evenly, which you can see right there. I just boned that up a little bit. But I think overall a little bit of variation isn't terrible. Ooh, so the silver is way thinner. Oh my goodness. Okay. You can see the silver dots from space, man. So the silver is way thinner of a paint, which I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's older, but it's making huge dots. So I think what I will do is continue with this row of giganto dots, and then when I do the silver, I'll switch to the other end. Okay. Yeah, huh. I don't know why the silver is so runny. The gold's being a little wishy-washy here too, but not as bad. I don't think it is related to the current temperature here, but it is 78 degrees. So it could be. These are getting huge too. Interesting. I mean, I like it so far. Okay, get the gold off. Now we're back to the rose. Yeah, the rose is fine. I think there's something on here. Sometimes if you get like stuck paint, it doesn't like perfectly dot. Oh. And I find that when that happens, I just have to kind of slow down because I'm probably just not getting enough paint on the dotting tool. I'm liking this so far. I like it a lot. Okay. Purple. The purple still seems nice and thick. Although you also have to kind of make sure that you're holding the dotting tool at the same general angle, because whether you're straight up and down or at an angle matters to the size of the dots. Sometimes the shape of the dot. Sometimes if you get too far at an angle, it will get kind of ovally. And if that's what you want, that's great. But you kind of have to just be aware that that could happen. Okay, the copper. The copper is nice and thick, boy. So I'm kind of purposely going off to the side here so that it looks like, you know, it was a continual pattern that got kind of cut off. Since I ran into my first side. Ooh, my cup fell. My cup fell and I need to blot again. So, one moment. I will be right back. All right, we are back. Had to move a lot of ish out of the way to get it. All right. Ugh, these silver have really kind of run together. Not loving that, but oh, that's the rose gold. Glad I noticed that before dotting it. I was using the copper. There we go. Yes, my nails have not been painted since I painted them on stream. They look like poo-poo. Or her. It's for a good reason. Because I was waiting on my hollow taco order. I have a plan. It involves the dotting tools and yeah. Is a need to know basis. It's all you need to know. Okay. So now we're back to the silver, which I'm going to use the other smaller end. See if that is better. Definitely. Okay. All right. I'm digging the little silver dots. Because even still, like with this size of tool, these dots should be smaller. Like they should definitely all look more like that little one than these slightly bigger ones. But because this paint is so just thinner than the others, it's spreading more. So they should all look like that one, but they're all looking a little bigger than that. So I think I mentioned that all of these paints are they're generally referred to as craft paint. And you can get them at Walmart, which is where I tend to get them most of the time. Like 90% of the time. Because the thing is, when you get them at Walmart, this 2 fluid ounce size, it's roughly like 74 cents. It's under $1. But if you get them from Amazon by themselves, like at one color at a time, not like a set, or if you get them, yeah, we were gonna do the gold with the little dot or two. If you get them at Michael's or some other place, they're better than the Amazon price. I think they're usually like $1.15 or something like that. So just gonna put my finger there and kind of hold this down so we can get maximum. The interesting thing is now the gold seems to be cooperating and thick and is not as big. Whatever. Oh, now it's a fickle beast is what it is. The nice thing about doing this at like Color Me Mine on the ceramic is if you mess up and it's like, your first layer, or you don't mind like just completely going through, you can wipe it off for the most part. Not here. Not on these super porous wooden pieces. That one. Which is why the one I showed you has those like on the sides, because I tried to wipe it off after messing up some dots. No dice. No dice. All right. So it's kind of less of a circle, more of like a. So I'm wondering if I should start it from this other point, like that, or just kind of continue in this radiating fashion. I think I will continue in the radiating fashion. Okay, so after gold, we went back to the rose. Flip this around again. is getting squirrely. Oh, it's like starting to cling a little bit in a weird way. And I think it's just like buildup, which is why every once in a while, even if I'm on the same colored paint, I am wiping off the dotting tool, because the more paint it gets on it, sometimes the just the squigglier it gets. And I think at this point I'm likely to move my hand through it, which nobody wants, so I'm going to rotate it, and we're going to go to the copper. See, the rest have kind of pooled out, and this copper is just like, no sir. Ooh. Okay, the copper is getting too thick. Can't win, man. Some of these are too thin, some are just too thick. I need the Goldilocks paint here. I need the paint that's just right. Not like I'm painting a huge surface, man. I think one of the reasons I've been into the paint recently is because what's going on over here? Like all this copper. Oh, that's what's going on. Keep holding it there, and there's copper paint all over my fingers. Smooth, like butter. Trying to be very careful about my water, since I did spill an entire little cup like this of black paint water earlier. It's not coming off. I'm going to have to wash my hands, which I don't have the time to do right this second. So instead, I'm going to just pull a square off of this toilet paper and hold it just like that, so I'm not getting my grubby fingers on it. Okay, back for the silver. Who knew? Luckily, those dots were dry enough that I could kind of shoo off that dog hair that got here randomly. Oop, small one. Speaking of the dog, everyone say hello to Pixel. Come here. No, she doesn't want to be on camera. I guess she's being shy. No, she's just going to come in from out back, wander around just off camera with her clickety-clackety nails on the hard floor. And make her presence known. She will often, when I am on like Zoom calls for work, she will often come sit right underneath me at my desk while I am talking. And she sits there and breathes. Now, for most dogs, sitting beneath their owner on a Zoom call and breathing is not a problem at all. Because they're just breathing, they're just living their life. Pixel, however, is a pug. You might have heard that. I don't know if you can hear it over the music. But she is a pug, and we're pretty sure she actually has like a shorter, soft palate than most dogs, even with the brachycephalic features. So she will be sitting under here, and it could be dead quiet, and all you would hear is with all the other sounds. I don't know if you could have heard that, but she was under there snorting. Oh, I forgot. I read a meme earlier that was like, fall walks, kicks through the door, drops the temperature 20 degrees, and says, I heard y'all bitches were looking for me. It's 76 degrees right now, and it's 7 o'clock at night. Fall what? I would like a refund on the fall. It is not yet meeting the expectations of my purchase. It is not performing as advertised. And now the gold is getting thick again. So I'm getting dots that look like that. Do you hear the ice cream truck? on September 24th. And then she does that, which is to say, she comes over to where I'm at with my computer. Oh, there are children. She's going to start barking. No, I'm surprised. Just breathing heavy. She'll come sit over here and start scratching herself and knocking into my TV tray that has my laptop and by extension here, my camera. So luckily, we're almost done. These dots are getting weird too. Dog, Pixel, stop. Criminy. She knocked my other piece of toilet paper. Why am I using toilet paper, you might ask? It is a practical question. Dang it! Stop. We bought this toilet paper brand, and we don't really like it that much, but it's nice and like absorbent. It just disintegrates while we're actually like trying to wipe stuff that needs wiping. So I've just been using the last of it as like a paper towel. Okay, rose purple. I am glad for this one I went with the metallics. I think the payoff is higher with the black background. I think if I did okay. I think this copper has gotten a little too thick. Okay. Or it's just been like exposed to the air too long. Okay. All right. So, of course, I'm pretty sure we're done with the gold or the copper now, but whatevs. Okay. Copper. Back to the little dots of silver. Just get this. See how when there's more on the little dotter, it leaves bigger dots. Because it's effectively making the round surface bigger. There. Okay. Silver. Up. Gold. Rose. Purple. All right. So there we have it. I think I want to take the small end and just kind of touch up some of these copper ones that got weird. Well, overall, I will say I am pretty happy with this. Okay. There you go. All right, then. I think before I do the rainbow one, I will try to match it to my, oops, get the light out of there, that rainbow plate I showed you. Yeah. This. So I think what I will do for another one, because I have, I think two? Yeah, I have two more of these wooden stars left. And I really just got them because I like stars and I wanted to play around with the paint and do some things. Some of the things that I showed on the earlier stream that got cut off, but I showed this one. Move this back. So I showed this one, and then this one is gonna have a. I'm gonna hot glue a magnet onto the back of it, and then this one I'm gonna glue. It's kind of hard to see with the pink. You can kind of see it. Gonna hot glue a ribbon to the back of it to make it into an ornament. So yeah, that's what I've done with these so far. Like, this was a mistake, this blue, it's turquoise rather, but I kind of like it because it does kind of make it look a little more like a starfish, which wasn't what I was going for. I was just trying to play with the dots, but I dig it. And as you can see, there's little purple dots in between the big teal dots in the ring here. So playing with that. And I think at 57 minutes here, we are pretty much done. So this is under my Bright Tech light that I use when I craft. This is just the light from my ceiling, my overhead light. So that's about how it looks. Very cool. So thank you for coming by with me to paint here today. Raise it up a little bit. And I appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Please leave a comment on this video and tell me what you want to see me do next, other than redo these atrocious nails, which is coming in a couple of weeks, in a week or two. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Love you, dolls. See you later. Bye.